Hello friends, in today's video we are going to be thrifting for some more outdoor decor. I'm going to be going to the store that I absolutely scored at about a month ago, so let's hope that they still have some awesome goodies that we can use out in the garden. Stepping right in, and look at this gorgeous canister. That would be very fun to serve some things out of. Okay, and right above that, I am noticing this. I like the looks of this. Oh, cute little lanterns. Oh, you know what? I'm thinking of our fairy garden. Okay, I think we're gonna get these. Let's see what else they have on these shelves. I actually missed this when I first came in, but this is a wine caddy, but look, they even have a couple of little candles in there. That could look pretty neat outside, but I think I'm gonna pass on that. Oh, little horseshoe hangers, $2.99. They still have that here. I almost got that last time, but I decided it was a little too small. What's this? Not for outside, but possibly for inside. But I don't have anywhere inside to eat that. I really don't. Look at this. This is actually the reason I looked over here. Notice this here. $4. Just something that we could put out there with some plants. And then also love these types of things for bird seeds. And then here's this. I don't know, it's kind of a lot for that. We've hopped on over to the other side of their store. The furniture, the books, the art. They have a lot that's over here, and all of it is really cool. I was really excited to see more of the metal decor that we are looking for. What I wasn't as excited about were the prices. Some of these items just seemed a little bit overpriced to me for a thrift store. However, I was on the market for some cool pieces for the garden. So with that, I'm willing to pay for something if I do find that it's extra special or just something that I can't live without. These candle holders were spectacular. I really liked the one that had the star on it, but just as I was saying, the prices were also spectacular and not something that I was willing to pay for this trip. But each of these could look absolutely fabulous in a garden or outdoor space, adding some solar lights, bird seeds, or plants, and just making it look even more beautiful by showcasing them in that way. Taking another look at the wall, there was just another piece that I was really interested in. It was this one right here, and it had two of these for $16.99. Again, slightly higher price than I would love to pay, but I just liked the look of it and I needed to inspect it a bit closer. All right, I think we found success. Let's go home and I'll share with you what we were able to find for the garden. Hello friends, we are back from the thrift store and it's actually a few days later, and I want to share with you what I was able to find. I am so excited to incorporate these items into the garden. And we are also going to work on a little DIY project for our veggie bed. It's something I've done in the past, but it's time to update. So I'm gonna share that project with you as well. Let's do a little thrift haul. First, I got these little tin or metal houses, and they are tea light holders. So each one has a space for a tea light, and they were $2.50 each. These are going to be perfect for our future fairy garden project. If you are not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss any of the future fun projects to come this spring and summer. By the way, I'm crouching because my tripod broke, and this is a secondary tripod that is just not as great as the first one. So I've got to order a new one. This is one of the few metal pieces that I was able to find at that thrift store, and as you may have already seen from previous video, that thrift store has the goodies when it comes to these types of art pieces. Struggling with this very sticky tape now. There we go. Okay, so this is two separate pieces, but they sold it together. We have our top piece here. I absolutely love this shape, and I feel like you can probably tell that. I've got somewhat of a theme going on around here. And then we also have this piece here, and together they were selling this for, I've lost the tag. Together I purchased this for $16.99. I thought these could look very nice together, or we could separate them. I had ideas about making somewhat of a ladder for the veggie bed, for the veggies to climb on or intertwine amongst, and I'm not quite sure what we're going to do with this, but I thought it was too cool to pass up. And absolutely too cool to pass up was this piece here. Let's get a nice look at it. Love the detail. And this, I especially loved the price of, because it was $6.99. And because my husband is a veteran, we did receive a 10% discount, so that always helps too. This could look really great on the fence as is. Again, it could be another element that we could add into the veggie bed and have the veggies climb on. I'm still brainstorming on what I want to do with this. It's actually very hefty, which we love a hefty object. That usually means it's fairly well made and it will last a while. So loved this piece right here, and as you can see, it's pretty large. Saving the best for last, as I typically like to do. May have already seen it in the background, and I've gone and tangled myself in it, but it is this right here. I actually noticed this as soon as I walked into the first part of the store. It's a gorgeous bird cage, and this was $12.99. Would I have loved to pay $5 for this? Absolutely. But was I willing to pay $12.99 for a gorgeous thing like this that can last forever out here? Yes, I was, and I wasn't gonna pass up on that. And then seeing this down here where we can open it up and put a plant inside, or lights, or other fun things to come out here and be a wonderful addition to our garden space. We just had to do that. So that is everything for our thrift haul. Now let's get started on our garden project. Here are our river rocks. Bought these from Home Depot. I believe the bag was about $12. And then I got some new acrylic marker paint pens. The ones I had from a few years ago were all dried up, so it was time for some new ones. And I thought it was cool. This one has two different types of brush tips, so we've got a fine and a brush. I've got my trusty helper here who's also going to be painting some rocks, but the project just involves writing the name of the veggie or fruit or flower or plant. You could do this with anything. And then I like to draw a picture of it too. So it's a picture of it, and then you can write the name, or you could just do a picture. It really just depends on how you'd like to do it. And then what's even more fun about this bag of river rocks are these various shapes. So I've found some that are in the shape of the veggie. So that is a fun little thing, a fun little twist to this project that you could do. So let's get started with our DIY garden markers. make it pop, we're gonna outline our fruit or veg in white, because the white marker just really seems to make it pop, and then you can write the identifier or the marker on your rock. And it's so funny because when you say marker, you know, it's like you're talking about markers, but you're also talking about a marker, a garden marker that we're working on. So we're gonna do the jalapeno. The very last thing we're gonna do is use some spray to coat this and seal it up. That way it doesn't get ruined with a rainstorm. I hope you enjoyed today's video and you found some inspiration or motivation from it. Fun fact, this raised veggie bed was the very first backyard project we did when we moved in, and it is now 5 years old. Our #1 producers are the tomatoes, and I'm excited to share the progress as the season goes on. Thank you for watching, thank you for being here, and I will see you next time.